November 16. 534. Justinian published his immortal Code of Civil Ordinances, amended in conformity with the Pandects which issued from the legal armory in the year preceding. It is called the second edition, although enriched with 200 of his own laws, and 50 decisions of obscure points in jurisprudence. 1093. Margaret, of Scotland, died. She was the sister of Edgar Atheling, fled to Scotland on the invasion of William the Conqueror, and married Malcolm, king of the country. She was an amiable and benevolent princess. 1272. Henry III, 8th King of England, died. He succeeded John, was defeated in his wars abroad, and imprisoned by his barons at home. 1272. Edward I, of England, commenced his reign, and immediately expelled the Jews from the kingdom. Their libraries were dispersed, their goods seized, and many of them barbarously murdered. 1326. Edward II, King of England, taken prisoner and delivered into the hands of his Queen Isabella, by whom he was imprisoned and finally put to death. 1499. Perkin Warbeck, an aspirant to the crown of England, executed at Tyburn. He gave himself out as the second son of Edward IV, who was supposed to have been murdered in the Tower by Richard III, and made a descent upon England, but was worsted and captured. 1538. Proclamation of Henry VIII, following the formal trial and condemnation of the shrine and goods of Thomas Becket, declaring that he was no saint, but a rebel to his prince, and his bones were caused to be burned by the hangman. 1603. Peter Charron, a learned French ecclesiastic, died. His Book of Wisdom spread his fame through the country, and has been twice translated into English. 1613. Trajan Boccalini, an Italian wit, died at Venice, probably assassinated by the emissaries of the court of Spain. His works have been translated into several languages. 1644. Hugh Mabon executed at Tyburn for conspiring the Irish massacre. 1695. Peter Nicole, an eminent French divine, died. He is the author of more than 100 works. 1745. William Broome, a celebrated English poet, died. 1745. A party of French and Indians from Crown Point surprised the village of Saratoga, leaving the country uncovered to Schenectady and Albany. 1773. Destruction of the tea in Boston Harbor. The duty imposed by the British Parliament was 3 cents per pound. The quantity destroyed 342 chests. 1773. John Hawkesworth, an English writer, died. He compiled a narrative of the discoveries in the South Seas, and wrote The Adventurer. 1773. John Bradley Blake, an English chemist, botanist and mathematician, died. He went to China, from whence he sent home all the valuable seeds and plants of the country, and began a collection of its ores and fossils, but his application destroyed his health. 1776. James Ferguson, the celebrated Scottish astronomer, died. He was an extraordinary instance among self-taught men, having emerged from a shepherd's boy to the highest rank in science. 1776. Fort Washington surrendered to the British under General Cornwallis. Call. Maga, finding the fort too small to contain all the men, the ammunition nearly exhausted, and the force of the assailants too great to be resisted, surrendered the garrison. 2,800 men, prisoners of war, were killed or wounded. 1796. Battle of Arcola, which lasted 2 days, terminated in favor of the French. This determined the fate of Mantua. 1806. Shah Alam, the great Mughal or Emperor of Delhi, died, aged 82. 1811. Serious riots in Nottingham, England. The journeyman weavers destroyed the articles of machinery which diminished labor. 1812. The French under Davoust left Smolensk, having set fire to it in every quarter, and blown up the fortifications. Issued forth like destroying angels, to join Bonaparte at Krasnoy. 1813. William Franklin died in England, aged 82. He was the son of Drive Benjamin Franklin, and formerly a British governor of New Jersey. 1838. Battle near Prescott, Canada, between 100 insurgents posted at a windmill, and 1,000 British troops. The former surrendered unconditionally. Their loss in 4 days was 102 killed, and 162 taken prisoners. The rest escaped into the woods. 1847. Poland blotted from among the nations of Europe, by Prussia, Austria and Russia. 1848. Great popular movements in Italy. Count Russi, the prime minister, slain, as he entered the Senate chamber at Rome. The Pope's palace besieged. 1855. The powder in the French siege train, at Sebastopol, 100,000 pounds, exploded, killing and wounding a great number.